Alright everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of this video. Now, if you're a first time viewer and investor coming across the channel, I can't blame you, right? You're just looking for information on Prpo and you want to move along, right? You just want to know what's going on, you want to pay close attention to that, and that's about it. But my channel insists of way more than just sharing a chart analysis with you guys, okay? I don't want you guys to just look at these chart analysis and that's it. I have way more to give and offer, right? And that's my goal, to help every single investor learn and grow and offer way more than what you were expecting. So not only do I talk about this chart analysis, and 90% of the time these chart analysis I'm not even invested in. I make them out of gratitude, or I've swing traded and day traded it, and that's about it. And I make these videos for those of you that are looking for a longer term opportunity, or just watching what's going on for maybe your opportunity to come, right? If you're trying to see if there's weakness, consolidation, and so forth. Now, in the second half of this video, I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, and I also have the ticker symbols I mentioned this morning. So just to give you guys a sneak peek on one of the stocks that I mentioned this morning, it was COCP, and it was at 170 when I mentioned it, right? When I went ahead and briefed on it this morning. So let's look at how that one reacted. And we went 3 for 3, guys, today, okay? This stock actually was sitting at 170 and the pre-market pulled back a little bit to 152, 153, and it took off to a high here of 345. So this was 100% plus on the day, almost like 120. But within just the first few minutes, right, from 153 or even 170 if you want to say, and then all the way up to this high of 220, yeah, this right here gave 50+%, anywhere between 30 to 50+% in just the first 30 minutes of the day, guys. So if this is something that interests you and you want to become part of it, you can join us. The Discord link is down below in the description. You're more than welcome to. We have a community of investors that are all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses, and you can become part of that too, and we look forward to having you join us. So let's talk about Prpo stock here, what's going on with it, and all I ask for is 3 to 5 more minutes of your time right after this chart analysis so we can talk about the home runs of the day and the ticker symbol you won't want to miss, and you definitely want to add it to your watch list. So Prpo had a nice run again, okay? After hitting a low of the $5 mark and kind of sitting in the $6 mark, it ran another like 30 to 40% at these highs. But it was a lot harder for me as an investor to pay attention to this one today after the run that it already had. So this is a penny stock at the end of the day. Now, could this hold itself up? That's the question. As long as it stays above the 50-day moving average and consolidates instead of falling and collapsing, there could be some strength here in this stock looking at it moving forward, right? Because the news on this stock is pretty big. It's not just some little, news that made it run once. I mean, it was a 2-day runner, but we'll have to see if it can continue. Now, not that the risk wasn't there, but the risk is a lot different catching it down here on the way up than catching it already up on the way back down and then another run. I just want to kind of emphasize that. That's why I didn't really talk about this one today. This was yesterday's opportunity, not today's, even though this looked like it was setting up for a nice opportunity of anywhere between 30 to 40%. But it doesn't mean that, there wasn't risk. But the risk is a lot different compared to yesterday to today. It was a lot higher. But risk will always be existent, right? The risk was really high here. But once you see that type of movement and you know what happened yesterday based off of yesterday to today, the risk becomes a lot higher today because you're no longer catching it below $1 or $2. If not, you're catching it already pretty up high and without that full certainty that it's going to run again. Like, not everyone just knew that this was going to happen, but it was setting up for a nice position to the upside. Now, that high, that wasn't guaranteed, but today it pulled back, but it's holding itself up pretty strong. That's something that right now is looking really interesting. So definitely a stock to watch as well moving forward. So here we are. The 50-day moving average is 421, guys. Anything below 421 is bearish. Anything above it is bullish. So I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. 421, anything below it is bearish, anything above it is bullish. Our support level is right here at this point, 505. If that gets broken through, you want to watch carefully how it does between 505 and the 50-day moving average. If the bulls try to reappear and bring it back up, or the bears tear this one down fairly fast. Super, super important to watch what's going on within that area. Now, our resistance for the momentum to continue upwards is right here at 637, 636, give or take. The bulls need to turn that into a support and push upwards away from the 50-day moving average to the upward direction to then get closer to these highs here of 781 and all the way up here at 896. If you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to smash the like button to let me know you watch this video. Stay tuned on in. All I'm asking for is 3 to 5 more minutes of your time, and if you're interested in knowing what stocks I watch daily and weekly, you're more than welcome to join us. The Discord link is down below in the description, and we look forward to having you join us. So the ticker symbol I have to share with you guys today is one that I talked about before, and I really like the way it's been being up, and it's a great time to be watching it now more than ever. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But before we jump into these charts, may the 4th be with you. So here we are. These are the stocks that I watch every single morning, and if you want to get access to that, you can join us over at the Discord. The link is down below. You'll gain access to 100+ members in our community that are smart, intelligent investors, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses. So let's go ahead and look at this, and if you want to become part of it, you are more than welcome to join us. The tiers and slots are filling up pretty quickly, and we look forward to having you join us. So HBP, right? I was about to say PB, but HBP was probably one of our worst performing. So it was currently sitting at 510 when I talked about it, and I stated it needed volume, okay? And when I talk about these stocks, it's not like that's the entry or that's the best price or that's the point. No, you just want to watch it, right? Because I'm watching it too. And it basically dropped to 490 and a low here of even 480. But right after that, it took off and hit a high of 586, a whole entire dollar. So this was a 20+ gainer, okay? This was our worst performing of the day. Then we have BLRX, which I went ahead and mentioned in the pre-market as well, right here. And it was jumping and pulling back at the time, so I was watching it carefully going into the market, and it had jumped because of positive results on phase 3 trial. It was currently sitting at 497. So 497 was pretty close to the point where it hit a low here of 480 before the pre-market ended, and then once it opened, it hit 475. So it dropped a few cents after that, and then right after that, it took off to $6 and some change. So this one had a big reaction. Then it pulled back again, giving another opportunity there of another 20 to 30% jump, okay? So yeah, this was one of those that gave 30+%, and right there, right off the bat, it was almost 50% from that drop there, but it was around 30 to 40+% within that area. So this was our second best player of the day of the stocks I was watching, right? Just because I'm watching it doesn't mean you need to act upon it, but you get access to seeing the stocks I watch every day. And every single day, I'm looking for 5 to 10%, and anything above that is great or a home run. And we hit home runs today all throughout. We went 3 for 3. And this was the best performing. A lot of the investors posted in the profits section. So if you join us, you'll see how many investors acted upon this and how it went for them. But this was one of those that early on, since I tell every single investor and viewer, all I'm looking for is 5 to 10%, and I've made videos endlessly talking about 10 to 20% is great, 20% plus is a home run, and as soon as you're in the 20s, 30%, you know, it's up to me, right, when I'm an investor to take profits, and it's the same thing for you guys. But a lot of investors have started to realize that sometimes it's better to just lock in those profits than wait and see hopelessly and start losing it. So those that locked in profits, it turned out very well for them. And if you join us, you'll see it in the profits section. It was about 4 different investors, I think, or 4+, that actually had a great experience with this one. So I talked about this one early on, and it was sitting at 170 when I talked about it. Let's go ahead and look at that right here. So it basically was jumping on news from the previous day. I couldn't find any news today on it. So I guess the news started to reach investors and institutional investors or retail investors attention, and it was sitting at 170 when I saw it. And right there we see a dip. It hit a low of 153, and after that it took off. This stock from 153 to where it's at right now, it 2x'd. Okay, this was 100+% gainer once that jump happened. But within just minutes, there was the opportunity right there to make anywhere from 20 to 40%, even upwards to 50 to 60%, even 70% at these highs. So these are the opportunities we look for in the Invest for Tomorrow community. You're more than welcome to join us. Today we went 3 for 3, all of them hitting home runs. Anything above 20% is a home run, 10 to 20% is a great day, and 5 to 10% is the realistic expectation, and really all I'm looking for every single day I trade. So if you want to become an investor that has an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses and learn through what I'm watching, you're more than welcome to. But just because I'm watching it doesn't mean you need to act upon it. I do want you guys to be aware of that. So what's the ticker symbol to add to your watch list? The ticker symbol I talked about last week, and I want every single investor and viewer to keep in mind, is Ford, guys. Ford had taken a beating, and it's getting close again to those lows after those lows of earnings back on the 29th, and then it kind of bounced right back up. So it's kind of sitting around that area. The closer it gets to $11, the more interesting. If it falls below it, I'll have to reconsider and reanalyze it, and that's something I would tell you to do as well. But do research and do your due diligence and check out what's going on overall in the market, because this is part of the S&P 500 index. And the S&P 500 index, we can see what happens. So the Ford stock here, F stock, is definitely one to watch and move with, because the opportunities might be in front of us or might be to come, right? And this stock does have potential because they have stakes in EV companies, and they're working their way into the EV sector. That's going to allow them to have a piece of the pie of the future revenue of the shift in the way the EV sector will impact the car industry. So Ford Motors has a chance. It is a blue chip stock. It went from being a penny stock to obviously over $10 this year, from last year to this year. And this stock has potential. I mean, if you look up analysis ratings and articles, there's very bullish outlooks. But this is the best time to watch it, especially after an overreaction of it dropping a total amount of $1.30. And if it drops a little bit more, that's a big move for Ford. It's a very slow mover, but when it moves, it moves. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.